I just finished playing Mafia Definitive Edition, and now I'm going to talk about it. Mafia Definitive Edition is a remake of the original Mafia game from 2002. The graphics of this game are incredible, and are definitely a great upgrade from the original. I haven't played any of the Mafia games before this, but I was just going to start with Mafia 2 until I heard that the remake of 1 was being made, so I chose to wait for it to come out and play it. This game was also my number 2 game I was looking forward to on my top 5 upcoming games list for 2020 to 2021. So anyway, let's get to it, and there will be spoilers for the game. The thing about this game is that it is entirely story, meaning there is no side content. You move from one chapter to the next. Once you are done with one, you move straight on to the next. There is nothing in between, and there is nothing outside of it, which is not entirely bad. The open world of this game is actually really good. The only problem is that there's just nothing to do in the open world. I like story-based games, and it was nice to just have to focus on the main story and nothing else. The only real extra stuff are the collectibles, and I don't mind them because it doesn't really add too much. In the beginning, you meet Tommy, and he is just a normal cab driver, but he gets wrapped up in the Mafia. Every now and then we get little scenes with Tommy and a detective in a diner hinting to the future. Throughout the game, Tommy comes across situations that test how loyal he is to the Mafia, and we see that Tommy isn't that bad of a guy. He just got wrapped into something he didn't really want to. I like most of the chapters in the game, and a lot of them are action-packed, like one where you have to go into an abandoned prison and snipe a guy, and then try to escape, which I think was one of the harder chapters for me. I think one of my favorite chapters was The Saint and the Sinner, where there is a fight in a church. I just really enjoyed that one. But then we have Fair Play, the infamous race chapter, and before I played this game, this is the one chapter I knew a lot about, and I heard that it was the hardest chapter. I also heard that it might have been harder in the original game, but I don't know that, but I didn't love it here anyway. For parts of it was fun to race, but for a lot of it was just annoying. There were so many times where I got so close to the finish and someone just passed me up and got to the finish before me. And it wouldn't be so hard if it wasn't for this one turn that I would always mess up at. You would have to go so slow just to not crash, and there would be such a pileup of cars at that turn. But anyway, enough about Fair Play. Most of the game besides that was really enjoyable. I like a lot of the characters, but I just feel we don't get to know some of them that well. The character I think we should have gotten to know more of is Sarah. We know some stuff about her relationship with Tommy, but we don't see her too much. But the story isn't really about her, so I can understand why we see less of her. At first I liked Sam more than Polly, and I'm not exactly sure why. Maybe it's just both of their personalities. But by the end, when Sam betrays Tommy and Polly gets killed, I think I changed my mind on that. But in the end, I kind of understand where Sam is coming from, but he still betrayed Tommy. I never really liked Don Salieri, and his story in the game wasn't my favorite, but I understood his importance to the story. Frank is a good character that Tommy let go, which was a good moment for Tommy, but by the end we find out that he didn't survive. And in the end of the story, years after Tommy thought he got away, he ended up getting killed and realized that he couldn't escape it, but at least his family will be safe now. There's not too much variation on the gameplay. You got your gun and hand-to-hand combat, driving and chases, and some stealth areas. I like the combat for the most part. Sometimes the cover system got annoying and the character would do things I didn't want to do, but I had fun with the overall combat. I also liked the driving, but some of the cars are really slow and suck at turning. But these are old school cars, so that makes sense. The stealth isn't my favorite, but I don't really like stealth in any games. It's just not my style and I'm not that good at it. But overall, this game was a great experience and a fun time. The story was really good and I can't wait to play Mafia 2. But anyway, that is all I have to say. So if you liked the video, you can like and subscribe and check out my other videos. But that's all for now. See you next time. Goodbye.